Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Sarawak is poised to become a global blueprint for green education and climate change awareness through a strategic alliance with National Geographic Learning (NGL). The organization's Senior Regional Director, Michael Cahill, says they are committed to not only bringing world-class educational content into Sarawak classrooms, but also exporting the state's sustainability successes to the global stage.
According to Cahill, this push will be strengthened by global partnerships, including an invitation for Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, to visit NGL headquarters in both the United States and China.
At National Geographic Learning, our mission is to bring the world to classrooms and to communities across Sarawak. We also want to bring Sarawak to the world. We've invited the Premier to visit us at our headquarters in the United States, as well as to visit us in China, where we can share the Sarawak story and all the success that the Sarawak government has had to promote climate change awareness and sustainability.
Following a courtesy call with the Premier, Cahill notes the move provides international exposure for Sarawak, while allowing the world to study how the state tackles climate challenges through education and green initiatives. Meanwhile, its managing director, Charles Shim, says the firm's educational programs have been active in Sarawak since 2018, spanning preschool to secondary levels, a move welcomed by Abang Johari to promote lifelong learning to the state's youth.
Today's visit to the Premier is to update the Yang Muhammad Premier on what we have done and what can be done and what we can collaborate with Sarawak government on enhancing STEM learning, especially on sciences and also on technology and etc. Right? That's what the meeting was all about, and to show him what National Geographic Learning has done all over the world.
Shim further reveals that Sarawak is now registered as a UNESCO partner in green education initiatives in Paris, joining an elite circle of 99 participating nations.
Mobile clinics and the flying doctor service remain vital lifelines in expanding healthcare access to Sarawak's rural and remote heartlands. Deputy Minister of Public Housing and Local Government Dato' Michael Tiang says the state government is now actively strengthening the rural delivery, expanding mobile health teams and boosting aerial medical reach for regions only accessible by air. These initiatives are critical in ensuring hard-to-reach communities receive regular treatment and consistent health monitoring.
Is that there are 97 mobile health teams and cover 1,005 localities in Sarawak. This service covers a total of 102,267 populations living in the rural and remote regions of Sarawak.
He was responding to a query from Bawang Asan representative Dato' Sri Wong Sun Koh during the Dun sitting on Thursday. The strategy is supported by clinic upgrades, a reinforced medical workforce, and the integration of digital technology to ensure efficient, continuous care.
Welcome back. Chinese President Xi Jinping warned his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump that missteps on Taiwan could push their two countries into conflict, a stark opening salvo as they made in Beijing today at a superpower summit. Trump had arrived in China with accolades for his loss, calling Xi a great leader and friend, as he predicted that their countries would have a fantastic future together.
But inside the meeting room, the tone shifted. President Xi wasted no time addressing the Taiwan question, calling it the most important issue in the relationship. In a blunt warning, Xi stated that any missteps on Taiwan could push the two nations into direct conflict or a perilous situation. He even invoked the Thucydides trap, the historical theory of inevitable war between a rising power and a ruling one, challenging both leaders to find a new paradigm. The two-hour meeting also tackled the escalating war in Iran. Both leaders agreed the Strait of Hormuz must remain open, with Xi expressing opposition to any militarization of the vital waterway. On the economic front, high-profile CEOs like Tesla's Elon Musk and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang joined the talks. While a trade war has loomed over the past year, Xi signaled that China's doors are opening wider, hinting at a possible extension of the current tariff truce. The day ended with a symbolic stroll through the Temple of Heaven, a brief moment of calm before tonight's state banquet. But despite the smiles for the cameras, the message from Beijing was clear. On Taiwan, China's patience is thin.
Lebanese and Israeli representatives are signaling their return to the negotiating table in Washington today. The talks come at a critical juncture. A fragile 3-week ceasefire is set to expire this Sunday, even as violence on the ground threatens to tear the agreement apart.
The ceasefire exists mostly on paper. Since it began on April 17th, more than 400 people have been killed in Lebanon by Israeli strikes. Just yesterday, intense raids claimed 22 lives, 8 of them children. Israel says it is targeting Hezbollah infrastructure in the south and east, reporting today that a Hezbollah drone fell in Israeli territory, wounding several civilians. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu remains defiant, vowing that anyone who threatens Israel will die. The goal in Washington is simple but daunting: consolidate the ceasefire and end the destruction. The U.S. State Department is pushing for a decisive break from the past, conditioning a permanent peace on the full disarmament of Hezbollah. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee and Ambassador to Lebanon Michael Issa are mediating the talks. They face a wall of opposition from Hezbollah lawmakers who today blasted the talks as free concessions to Israel. Since the wider conflict erupted on March 2nd, the toll has been staggering. Over 2,800 dead in Lebanon, including 200 children. Lebanon is demanding a full Israeli withdrawal from the south, while Iran refuses to agree to a regional deal unless a lasting ceasefire is secured first.
Chaos at the Strait of Hormuz has immobilized a massive number of fishing fleets in Indonesia. The dilemma: fishermen's livelihood are at risk, but to take their ships to the sea costs a fortune, unprofitable. To look further into this matter, we have Indra Marpaung, our correspondent from RT, has the report.
For many of Jakarta's bigger fishing boats, going out to sea is now becoming too expensive. Fishermen say diesel prices have doubled from their usual cost, forcing many of them to stay docked at port. Now, with operational costs skyrocketing, some crews say they now need to catch at least 700 million rupiahs worth of squid just to break even. Thousands of kilometers away, and the impact of war in Iran can now be felt here in Jakarta. As global oil prices surge, fishermen here say diesel prices have nearly doubled, making it too expensive for many bigger boats to return to sea. Boats that would normally stay docked for only a few weeks or months are now remaining at port for up to half a year.
Some have been here for 2 months, some for half a year, some for about a month.
For many fishermen, that also means losing their main source of income.
Mostly it is disrupted, sir, from the income, which usually comes every 3 months or 4 months.
Crews who normally earn money every 3 to 4 months say some have now gone without income for up to half a year. For industry, Indonesia provides subsidized diesel for smaller boats. Even that is not enough.
First, stock is difficult, and second, the price is indeed high, sir. Now, you could say it has doubled.
Fishermen here say the risk is simply too high. If their catch falls short, they could return home with massive losses instead of profits.
In this year's season, mostly it's just enough, so it only covers the fuel and provisions.
As fuel prices continues to surge, many fear smaller and even medium-sized operators may now survive the pressure, raising concern over livelihoods and Indonesia's seafood supply chain. From Jakarta, Indra Marpaung for RT.
The National Economic Action Council, M10, has yet to hold any discussions regarding a reduction in RON 95 Budi Madani quotas. Minister of Economy Akmal Nasrullah Muhammad Nasir says the government's immediate priority remains on the rollout of the Budi Diesel program nationwide.
While focus remains on diesel, Akmal acknowledges the administration is facing significant hurdles in managing broader subsidies, citing a widening gap between subsidized rates and actual market prices. Elaborating further, Akmal says the administration is refining diesel subsidy management to navigate the volatility triggered by external market pressures.
Jadi sebab itu, kalau dari segi ruang yang ada itu, memang kita kena akui semakin panjang krisis ini berlaku, semakin sempit. Dan sebab itu, untuk di peringkat dari segi pendekatan ataupun pembawaan itu, yang perlu kita akui kena berlaku secara imbangan supaya kita mepanjangkan lagi daya tahan ekonomi negara.
While the Budi 95 fuel quota was previously set at 300 litres per month, it was reduced to 200 litres on April 1st to ensure energy security amid global tensions in West Asia.
The legal fallout from a viral restaurant beating begins today as 3 men appear in a Kuala Lumpur court charged with grievous bodily harm. Carpenter Wong Weng Luen, technician Lai Kai Bin, and a memorial center worker Wan Ken Fei all pleaded not guilty on Thursday to the assault which took place in Kepong on May 7, an attack that allegedly started with nothing more than a glare.
Prosecutors allege the trio acted in concert to intentionally inflict severe injuries on 49-year-old Andrew Teh Teck Hua at a diner in Metro Prima around 2 a.m. The charge, under Section 326 of the Penal Code, carries a heavy penalty of up to 20 years behind bars, plus fines or whipping. During the proceedings, Deputy Public Prosecutor Nadia Elina Jamaluddin Akbal blocked bail, arguing the seriousness of the offence posed a flight risk and a threat to the victim. Defense lawyer S. Narasimhan pushed for release, citing his client's full cooperation with police, but the court remained unmoved. Judge Norida Adam denied bail for all 3 defendants, remanding them in custody until the case mentioned on June 15th. The assault shocked social media after footage surfaced online showing the suspects lashing out at the victim, allegedly triggered by nothing more than a stare while dining.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.